Welcome to the 6-week beginner yoga training program to transform your mind, body, and well-being to a better state. Firstly, my name is Sri. I'm a certified yoga teacher and a motivational speaker with Yoga Point. I've been teaching in-person and online classes for several years now. Now it's my privilege to be your teacher and guide for the next several weeks. Firstly, a brief roadmap of this course so that you are aware of what you are learning, how you're learning, and how you can put your learning to full use. I'll answer it in the form of FAQs or frequently asked questions by my students. If you have any further questions, please email me back at info@yogapoint.ca. So if you're ready, let's get started. The first question I get asked all the time is this a yoga class or a yoga course? This is a yoga course, not a yoga class. Now, yoga class is where a teacher guides you through various poses for a good 1 to 2 hours, leaving you feeling good in mind and body. But the problem is you won't have much time in that 1 hour to learn anything beyond what you're doing. Now, the yoga course is where you learn the very fundamentals of what yoga is, why you do a certain pose, the benefits of doing that pose, the right way to do that pose, what precautions to take, and many such intricate details. Once you're done with the course, you can practice yoga on your own or even teach others. In addition, you will learn the tools to manage your emotional and mental well-being, become more grounded, and be able to find solutions to your own problems in life. And above all, it opens a pathway for you to earn livelihood teaching yoga to others. The second question I get asked is, what type of yoga do you teach? So someone might ask you at some point, what are you learning? You just tell them that you're learning Hatha Yoga in Ahimsa style. Hatha Yoga, as you all know, it's the classical yoga, the traditional yoga, where it has all those 84 poses built into it. So you're learning the same classical yoga, but in Ahimsa style. Ahimsa means, as you know, it means non-violence, practicing non-violence towards others. Here, you're practicing non-violence to yourself too. What this means is, you have probably heard of many people who have gone to yoga class and injured themselves. So the reason what we do is, we have designed the yoga poses in such a way that it's safe for you to practice. We have designed yoga in a way where you can safely place your limbs, how you move, how you breathe, make modifications in yoga poses so that you don't injure yourself. So that's the reason why it's called Ahimsa Yoga. In other words, you're practicing yoga in a safe manner. So that's why we call it Ahimsa Yoga. Number 3, the question which I asked is, what do I need for the yoga class? So all the details of what you need for the class, whether to eat before practice or how long, what is the duration, what are the do's and don'ts, are all explained in a separate video right after this. So please go through that thoroughly, and you will also receive another video on the 5 commitments. Now these are the rules and guidelines for yoga practice, such as how to breathe correctly, how to hold your pose, etc. You'll find that right after this video. And the fourth important thing is, the fourth question I get asked is, what is the structure of this yoga course? What are you teaching? Now, yoga has identified 14 different systems in our body where most of the problems start. For example, the head system, the neck system, your spinal cord, your joints, shoulders, elbows, your wrists, all the way down to your feet. If you take care of these 14 different systems regularly, you're guaranteed to live a healthy, pain-free, long life. Now, my goal is not to teach you that entire 150 poses in yoga, as that will simply confuse you and it will take several years to learn all of them. So here, you will learn only what is necessary for your well-being. So every class, we learn only 2 or 3 poses at the most. Our goal is we'll start to master them, get flexibility in our bodies, and gradually move on to higher class of poses. Every class you learn a new pose, practice tips, new tools for your well-being, and life lessons. Then you practice these poses until the next class. As you keep learning new poses, you'll add the old ones and practice them so that your body still remembers before the 10 weeks is over. So at the end of the last class, we will put all these poses we have learned together and build one strong dynamic practice. You'll be able to do all the 45 poses in this yoga course within 30 minutes. This is our target to practice, and this is where we want to reach. If you can do all, so this is the reason why we call this a 30-minute yoga. You do this 30-minute yogas per day. If all you have is 30 minutes in a day, just do this 30-minute yoga and you'll be good to go. Now, if you miss a class, you lose continuity. So please be sure to make a commitment for all the next 10 classes. So there will be homework in the form of new information to learn, just to widen your knowledge and to keep you in the loop, refresh you before you forget. So having said that, the fifth question I get asked all the time is, why does it take several weeks to learn and not one day? So excellent question. I can teach this entire course in 1 or 2 days instead of teaching two hours every week for several weeks. So why stretch it out? The answer is very simple. It's not about just dumping the poses on you. Your body has to be ready to receive them. Your body has to become flexible, malleable. This is the reason why you have to practice every day, every week, as often as you can. Don't worry about the intricate details of these poses. They have all been tried and tested for the past 5,000 years. You cannot go wrong here. Simply practice the poses in the sequence given, and you will have all the exercise that you need in a day. So if you're ready, we'll take a short break. I'll lead you through a chair yoga, meaning sitting where you are. We'll do a short yoga version for today, since we won't have any poses that we'll do for today. Today is just an orientation day. So sitting where you are, sit up straight with a straight back. Relax in your face. Take in the sounds of the room. So gently twist to your right as much as you can and hold your twist for 5 breaths. Release. We'll do the same on the other side. Gently twist to the other side for 5 breaths. Relax. So the next after our spine comes our shoulders. Gently in anti-clockwise direction, rotate your shoulders. Feel the muscles and all the ligaments of your shoulders releasing. You can close your eyes for greater effect. You can do this for 5 breaths. So every pose you can try, you can use 5 breaths as a yardstick. Stop, gently rotate. In the clockwise direction for 5 breaths once again. You can feel the difference in how your ligaments move. Relax. Now we'll go back to wrist. Now bring your wrists up, holding up in them in this fashion. Slowly rotate them in clockwise direction, and as you rotate, we'll move them forward. Move them forward. Straighten your hands. There we go. You can just give a small high five now that we are here. Now we'll rotate them in the anti-clockwise direction and gently take your hands back. And we'll end up where we started. Perfect. Having done that, now we'll just do a short neck exercise. Slowly move your neck to your right. For 5 breaths, please. Feel the stretch happening on the side of your neck. Gently relax. We'll do the same on the other side. Feel the stretch happening on your other side of the neck. Gently relax. Now come back. So we are done with our yoga pose for today. Seventh question I get asked all the time is, can this course help me teach and get into yoga as a career? Yes. See, life feels great when things are moving along smoothly. A stable economy, perhaps you have a good job, a two-income family, a good health, etc. Everything in life is going for you. But no one anticipated this pandemic to happen, but it has happened and threatening our life, our health, our work prospects, future plans, everything else. So we live in a constantly changing world. So it never hurts to develop a new skill set or preparing a backup career plans. Or teaching yoga is a great way to take care of your own health, developing leadership qualities, building your career in the wellness and healthcare sector, and living a purposeful life by helping others. I know it's not easy for many of you as you have busy lifestyles, a family, work, and you're tired in the weekend. But think of this as a learning a life skill, such as swimming or first aid. If you ever need it, you should be ready to use it. The time you spend here is an investment for your future. All you need is spending 1 or 2 hours a week and some practice at home for the next 10 classes. So let's make every day count. So once again, I extend a hearty welcome for you, and may our association be filled with learning and friendship. You have made the decision that will change the way you function physically and mentally and allow you to live your life 100% with a new sense of purpose. You have taken the first step in a journey of 1,000 steps. As with any journey, you will need to know what to carry, what not to carry, what to do, and what not to do. This knowledge makes your journey comfortable, successful, and safe in the long run. So below are some very basic guidelines. You can just make a note of them. Always feel free to revisit this video as and often as you can to make sure that you're getting everything right. First and most important thing is the health waiver. So this is, as I mentioned before, is a beginner's yoga program and completely safe for you to practice. But as a yoga teacher, I'm required to receive your permission to teach you yoga. So please be sure to read and sign the waiver form, and also check in with your healthcare professional or a doctor before starting this program or any physical activity. This is most important. Having said that, the first important thing you need for yoga practice obviously is a yoga mat. Always use a yoga mat. Why? When you place your limbs on the floor, it is important that you have a complete grip on the surface to avoid slipping or toppling. So do not ever practice without a yoga mat ever, no matter how busy you are or where you are. Now you can find a decent mat in your local store or online. It can be as cheap as say $10 or as high as $150. But the important thing is look for the ones with thick padding, as it will be easy on your knees when you bring them down. Now optional thing, a block. You have seen a block. It makes a pose easy, gives you extra lift. Or you can also get a yoga strap if it's available. It makes it easy for you to stay in a pose. Or try to have a blanket or cushion. You can just fashion your own for knee padding, because anytime you bring your knee to the ground, which we will do in most of the poses, you will need something easy to handle your knees. So use a pillow or a blanket for padding. What to wear? Wear loose, comfortable clothing. It is important to wear something that will not restrict your movement in any way. Eating. Always be sure to do the poses on an empty stomach. Give at least a gap of 1 hour before doing yoga. Number 4, bottle of water. Always have water next to you. Drink as and when you're tired. Do not ask or wait for permission. Number 5, rest. Anytime you feel giddy, stop the pose and come into a child's pose, also called Balasana. I'll demonstrate this pose in the next video, or you can always Google Balasana or the child's pose. Number 6, pain. See, yoga is not about pushing through pain. there is no such thing as no pain, no gain concept in yoga. If your body does not allow you to do a pose, do not force yourself into it. Go for the easy modification that will be shown to you. So with daily practice and sufficient time, you will get the full expression of the pose at some point in your practice. Number 7, patience. In our younger days, we all have done athletic feats with our bodies, maybe cartwheels or maybe climbing the trees and whatnot. But today, many of us in our adulthood, we can barely squat on the ground, that is sit on our feet to clip our toenails. So remember, your body has taken a long time, even several decades, to reach this present state. To get back some of that lost flexibility and strength, don't you think we should give it at least few months? With daily practice, by working slowly and patiently with your body, you will restore your body to a better state of health than ever before. Number 8, teaching format. Now, yoga usually starts with the standing sun salutation and gradually moves towards the floor into a sitting poses, and then we end in corpse pose or shavasana. But because we are learning, we'll start with the easy poses first and the difficult poses last. Now, easy poses are the ones that are done sitting, and standing poses are the ones which are slightly challenging as they require more balance and they are a little bit difficult, so we'll do them the last. So this method of learning allows your body to open up, become flexible with each class, each practice, and you'll be ready for the advanced poses when the time comes. So simply follow the sequence given, just go through the day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, and we will combine everything at the end and you will see how your class will turn out to be. And also important thing, I like to start the class with a meditation. Always start your own personal practice with a meditation and end with stretching. The reason being that this helps you set the intention and be grounded in your practice. You will see the meditation technique right after this video. It's very simple and highly effective and can be followed by anyone. And be sure to end your practice with a gentle stretching exercise, and you can always do this meditation shown at any time of the day. So don't wait for the yoga class to begin. Anytime you feel you need to get into meditation, simply get into it. Number 9, practice. Your daily practice should be at least 15 minutes to 30 minutes long and done few times per week. So depending on your schedule, on your goals and your ability. Remember, with practice, a student can become as good as a teacher, but with no practice, even a good teacher will become a student. So once again, I welcome you to the beginning of your new journey that will change the direction of your life and people around you. Today, we'll talk about the 5 commitments. Every practice has a set of rules and guidelines that allow us to practice correctly, safely, and derive the full benefits. So in yoga too, we have something called the 5 commitments that act as a compass to check if we are going in the right direction or if we are straying away from the path. So the first of these 5 commitments is steadiness, also called sthira in Sanskrit. So this means to maintain focus, your balance and steadiness in your pose. In other words, when you're in a pose, you should be like a tree in the wind, not like a shaky leaf. And steadiness comes when you correctly place your hands, your limbs, and follow proper breathing techniques and being aware of your movement and intention every time you practice. The second commitment is called gracefulness or sukha. So it means doing your practice with grace, with a sense of ease and calmness. So when you're in a pose, you should not look like you're in pain or fear. So one way to bring about ease is to smile, open up. Smiling helps send positive signals to your body, and when that happens, your body cooperates with whatever you're doing. So when you crunch your face, it sends a signal that you fear what you're doing or you dislike what you're doing, and it reflects on your pose, and your entire yoga practice turns out to be something which you did not want to do. Number 3, core line. Core line also called sushumna. Our body has a core line or a center of gravity. So this means doing your poses by maintaining a straight core line without any imbalance in your spine. If you see any imbalance while doing a pose, consciously try to correct your pose so that your core line is maintained at all time. Number 4, breath, also called prana. So most important of all, breathe at all times during a pose. Breathing is what makes you practice yoga. Your body needs continuous supply of energy in the form of a breath to keep it moving. Now your fresh oxygen is its food to help keep your body energetic and dynamic. So basics of breathing are very simple. One breath constitutes a full cycle of inhale and exhale. For example, inhale, exhale. 5 such breaths is equal to 30 seconds. So we'll stay in a pose for at least 5 breaths. Now 2 options for breath movements. Either you can get into a pose, stay there for 5 breaths or 30 seconds, or you can do one inhale, move, exhale, move again, all through the entire pose. Now this is called flow series. We will use both of these techniques in our practice, and you can check out for yourself what works best for you. 5th and the last commitment is truth or satya. Be true to yourself. Yoga is not a competition to get ahead of others. It is about you striving to be the best version of yourself at all times. The only competition is with yourself. Today, if you're at point A, you want to move to your point B, not someone else's point B or C. The day you start practicing yoga as a competition with someone else, your practice will suffer. Once again, yoga is also not about losing weight or getting a six-pack body. If it happens, well and good, but that's not our goal. Our goal is to get a six-pack frame of mind, becoming mentally and spiritually strong. It's about developing stillness and inner strength. We'll talk more about this in the life lessons portion. And constantly keep checking your pose to meet all the 5 commitments every time you do yoga. And even in your life, these 5 commitments will come into play. When you practice these 5 commitments in your yoga practice, you will see that you'll be able to use those even in your life as you go through the day, and that will change the way you live and think in your day-to-day activities. Thank you.